So this video should be no longer than an hour long, and I'm pretty much going to go through my way of completely using Ableton in my church live setting. Now, I'm going to break down everything. I'm trying to break down as much as possible as I can in 1 hour. And whatever I don't end up covering in this video, I'll do it in another video. So, if you purchase this website, I first would like to say thank you for purchasing this website. It means a lot, and I appreciate it. So, okay, let's get through it. So, when you first open up your Ableton Live session, when you open up the session should open up and it should look like this, without touching anything. So, what I normally do, I'm gonna give y'all a shortcut version. I'm not gonna give y'all the standard version of how most people may do it or whatever. This is how I do it. Now, somebody else might do it another way, but this is how I do it. So when I first open it up, I'm pretty much gonna get rid of these MIDI tracks because I'm not gonna use them. I'm pretty much gonna be using these two audio tracks. And if I'm just running, most of the time I'm just running my tracks straight out my headphone port, so I won't have any use for this A or this B. So this is pretty much what my tracks are gonna look like. So I really actually hate dragging my stuff in from like the finder down here. So the best thing for you to do is go over here to where it says add folder. You're going to click add folder, and wherever it may be in the downloads or whatever, and once you do that, you're going to click open. You click open, it's going to pop up right here, so it makes it easier for you to get to it. So I got stuff with my guitars that I bought from this guy named Ethan on Instagram. Shout out to Ethan, and shout out to my other guitar who I get my guitars from. His name is Jordan Love on Facebook and Instagram. His guitars are amazing. Like, he pretty much does all my work. Shout out to Jordan. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna label this one. So first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna click on here. You're gonna click the head up here, and you're gonna hit Command R. When you hit Command R, it allows you to name that section. So I'm gonna name this stems, and if I hit tab, the tab button, it's gonna shoot me right over to the next one. I'm gonna name this one loops. So there we go. Now we got loops tab, we got the stems tab. So while I'm here and I'm doing all this labeling, I'm gonna go up here to preferences, and I'm gonna click on right here where it says look and feel. And I'm not really feeling this color, so I can go down here where it says skin, and I'm going to change the color. So I can change it to, they got several different presets that you can change it to. Clouds, disco, frost, like all different type of stuff. So I think I'm gonna stick with this one. All right, cool. So also I want to zoom in a little bit more so you guys can get a good view. And there we go. All right, so now so I got my stem section, and I got my loop section. So I'm pretty much just changing the color. So to change the color, you go to where it's at, you hold control and you tap. and you click. So hold control and click. And once you do that, you can change the color of that. So now the first thing I'm probably going to do is add my bump track in. So I'm just gonna focus on the bump track stuff right now. And I'm gonna so sitting over here, listen for a minute. Okay, cool. So now I'm going to click, hold, and drag it over, and boom, drop it in there. So that's not it. So the next thing I'm probably going to do is I'm going to double click on the actual bump track, and this is going to pop up. So I'm going to go down here, right here, and I'm going to make sure it says 155. If it doesn't say 155, I'm going to put it in myself. And that's not the only thing I'm going to do. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go where it says beats. I'm going to click the drop down. And then I'm going to go down to where it says complex. That pretty much makes it where it doesn't sound all funny and stuff when I have to slow it down and stuff like that. So I just pretty much want it to be easy as possible on me and still get my clean sound. So that's pretty much all I'm going to do. So the next thing I'm going to do, this is very, very important, especially if you're somebody like me where you have all of your what else you call? If you have all of your scenes and everything, and you do your whole session there, no matter if it's bumps, praise and worship loops, all like that, I have everything in mind. You're gonna go over here and click where it says 1, and go back to our quick key. And you're gonna hit Command R, and I'm gonna label this bump loop, and then I'm going to put the time signature, and then I'm going to put the BPM. So let's say that BPM is 155, but we normally bump at 160. I'm going to put 160 right here, 160 BPM. So it's bump 160 BPM, and I'm going to hit enter. So now, as you see up here, right here, it says 155. So when I hit play right here, if you see the 160 changed, the 155 changed to 160. So that's a cool feature that's in Ableton Live. So say you have a bump loop right here, and let's say we have another bump loop right here, and we're gonna name this bump loop 2, and set the, and it's in 4/4. Want to set the BPM to probably 141 BPM. Just a random number. So I can hit play on the first one, but when I go over and I hit play on the bump 2, it automatically slowed it down to the BPM that I want to go to. Crazy, right? Okay, cool. So now that's out the way. So I'm probably gonna, let's see, I'm just gonna go. So how I did that to copy it down to the next one, I'm gonna hold Option and click and drag, click and drag. I'm still holding Option, click and drag, click and drag, click and drag, click and drag, click and drag. So now I got all my bump loops. So it's important about naming it, because once I go down to these, it's automatically going to stay the same. It's going to keep the same. Going to keep the same BPM that I have set right here, which is 160. So now, pretty much, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to drag my other stems. So I'm going to drag this one that says Jeff Bump. I'm going to drag that over, put it in there. But remember, I have to click it to check, make sure it says 155. It says 155. Gonna click the drop down, change that to complex. Cool. There we go. And I'm pretty much gonna do that for all of them that are in here. So even this live, so change that to complex. Now, this process can get a little lengthy. I'm not even going to lie to you. It can get a little lengthy, but it's really important because if you don't do it right, um, something definitely will get messed up. So even an easier way, if all the BPMs are already set, you can click right here where the empty space is, click and hold, and drag it up. And I can go set all of those that I just did. It popped up right here. So now I can set all of those to complex. Which brings me to my next point. How to change the key in Ableton. So to change the key, you're going to find the empty space. You're going to click, hold, and drag. Only for the stuff that are stems. Do not do this for your drum, for your clicks, for your drum loops. Only for like the stems and maybe in the vocals if you're doing that too. So click, hold, drag. And right here where it says transpose, you're gonna, so say we're in A flat and I want to do it in G. I'm gonna drag, so you can either drag it down to -1 from A flat, or you can hit the down arrow on your keyboard. Of course, y'all can't see. If you hit the down arrow, it'll do it for you. So the down or the up arrow. So down one, and now even if I'm see, but I think there's a difference between the complex and the complex pro. So the complex pro, I believe, so either complex or complex pro. All right. That's how you change the key. All right. So I hope we're doing good at this moment, or we're doing good on time. So, okay. So, remember, when you do that change in the key, don't do it for your drum loops. Well, that might be cool for some stuff that you may want. You may want a different feel on the drum loop. You may want it to be that sounds weird to me, but yeah, so up to you. But that's just my advice on that. So I got all that in there. So the next thing I'm going to talk about pretty much is going to be key commands. Now, I know a lot of you may see on my videos, like I hit a few different buttons and things on my keyboard, and it pretty much brings up anything that I need. And this is pretty much how I get that done. So, in the top right-hand corner, there's a button that says key. If you see it right here, it should be, I should be clicking. You should be able to see where I'm clicking at. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to hit key, and this is going to pop up. So what I normally do is, wait, give me a second. Let me set this up right for you. So Jeff Bump, live part 1, live part 2, 2, 6, 3, 3, 4, 5. All right. So now I got those labeled. I can even do like colors for all different ones, and just make them all like real different and stuff like that. All right. So we're gonna hit key and say. So for me, I I normally do my bump loop as Z because it's the quickest. For me, it's the quickest key to get. So I'm going to click right here where the bump track it is, where it's just only the bump track. And then I'm going to hit Z on my keyboard. Bam. That's all you have to do. Now, when I hit Z on my keyboard, wait, most important thing, make sure this is not on. So make sure it's off. So when you set in the key commands, you make sure it's on. Before you hit key to set the key command, make sure this is highlighted. But when you come off, you take it off. So when I hit Z, there we go. So I can set key commands for all these. So I can put Jeff Bump as J. I could put Live Part 1 as L. And I can put Live Part 2 as the semicolon, whatever this is next to the L. I can put the 2-6 as 2 on my keyboard. I can put the 3-D-4-5 as 3. All those different things. So if I get back here and I can just hit all different random ones. Just hitting them all. And it makes everything so easy. But the only thing is you have to memorize which ones that you set it as on your key commands. All right? So if you set this for J, you got to remember this is J. And most important thing is when you're setting your key commands, it matters if you have your caps lock on. So if you have your caps locks on, like I just turned my caps lock on and I try to hit J, nothing is going to happen because when I set the key command, it recognizes it as the lowercase j and not the uppercase J. So I turn my cap locks off, and then when I hit J again, now it comes on. All right, that's very important because you'll be sitting there like I have a few times, and I have my cap locks on, and I'm trying to start the bump loop, and nothing is happening. So here's another thing that I find is very useful in the key command. So let's say they're already in a bump. Now I need to be able to, let's say we already in a bump and it's faster than what's normally in my my shout tracks. What's in my Ableton session. So what I want to do is I pretty much want to be able to tap it in there and still let my Ableton be in sync. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a key command for the tap tempo button that Ableton has. So I'm going to go over here to the left hand corner right here, and I'm going to make sure the key command is on, and I'm going to click tap, and then I'm going to set it. Let's say I'm going to set it whatever this is next to the 1, or I'm going to set 1 as my tap tempo button. So when I click 1, it set that as that. So let's say they start shouting, we 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's on 1, 2, 3, 4. Lock right in. So even if I'm fast, so you gotta count the bars. So you gotta tap the tap tempo. You gotta hit it on the time signature. So you're gonna hit. So if it's 4/4, you'll hit 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever it is. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And on the next one, it's gonna play the whatever one you're trying to hit or whatever you have it set. So that's good for like even if they start the song early, or if you gotta jump off pastor just jumps out with a song and you're trying to make sure the loop is there. So you're gonna click on the loop and then you're gonna just hit the tap tempo button and it locks you right in. It doesn't miss. You just gotta make sure that you're 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 making sure it starts on the one. So even if they 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, and that's that. So looking at all my little questions. So as far as setting, so I'm gonna trying to make sure I hit everything in this video because I want you guys not to be able to have to come back and ask questions. But I know I'm gonna do another video on this just for the stuff I don't set. So you say okay, I got my stems, I got my loops, but I want to be able to add another column to add my guitars in. So what you're going to do is you're going to hit hold command, and hit T. Boom. You have a whole nother blank column. So let's say I want to name this guitar. So remember the key commands. Command R. I'm going to name this guitars. All right. So then I'm going to go over here to my guitar folder. Let's see. And I'm going to go over here and I'm going to grab this one. This is made by a guy on Instagram. His name is Ethan. I'm going to put this down here. In fact, I'm going to put it up here with the Jeff bump. I'm going to click on it and I'm going to go over here. Set it to complex. Set to 155. So now when I hit Jeff bump, whew, and now it's locked in. So here's another cool thing that probably be a good idea for stuff like guitars and stuff like that. It may be a good idea, may be a bad idea, depending on the guitar that you're using. So what I'll do is I'll click on the guitars and I'll hit Command D. It pretty much copies that whole column. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on this one, and I'm gonna drag it up a whole step. So pretty much that's 12 keys up. So now when I play it, one has a high bright on it and the other one has a low one. Cool, right? That's the low one. That's the high one. Just another little trick that you guys can probably take and use it to pretty much add to your Ableton session. I may be quick. I may be done with this video sooner than I thought. So we pretty much got all this stuff locked in and ready to go, ready to have service. But you say, wait, Jeff, what if I run out of space right here and I want to add another scene? So what I typically do, if it's another bump track, I'll typically click on where the last one is and I'll hit Command D. Boom, 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 boom. Pretty much it duplicates whatever the last one was. So make sure nothing is on that track. So say you don't want to do that, but you want to add another like little loop or something. It's another loop to one of the songs. You're going to hit Command. You're going to click on the last one. You're going to hit Command I. Command I. And it's going to bring you up blank one. So as many as you want, many as you may need. So Now I'm gonna go and show you guys what my set looks like typically on a Sunday. I'll save this test. So my typical Sunday joint pretty much looks like this. Let me change the preferences so you guys can see a little better. So you can get like a full view of what I'm actually looking at. All right. So I pretty much got a lot of different stuff going on here. As you can see, I got click loops, I got intro stems. I pretty much got it all set in here. I still have some more stuff I have to put in here. I got my churchy stuff. Oh, 1 second. I got my churchy stuff. I even got guitars to go with it. And as you see, you click over the name. I got the name church, and I got the BPM set. And also, even with the tap tempo button, you don't have to set a tap tempo. Even if you want to go over here and you just want to click 1, 2, 3, 4, or if it's faster than that, 1, 2. Oh, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4. But even if you like, no, that's too fast, I want to go back to the rhythm, you can go back over here and hit play. Get you back right where you started from. So say we leaving that and we're going right to another song, and you can right to the next song. So you don't have to change scene. This is why it's so much better to use this for like live situations, because even if you have to go like to the next loop, so you're not searching through sessions to try to find that loop or anything like that, and you can go right to the next song. It's that simple. And I got them all named so I have the BPM set and whatever the name of the song is, and the time signature. So even like this one is a intro stem. And say if we go from there straight into something else. It's that easy. So even if we're in there, so I got key commands set for even if we leave there and we're going straight into a bump, I can hit Z. It automatically knows. Straight into it. So whatever I need. All my key commands. All my key commands set. Just set. No matter what button I hit. even if I want to break it down. So, no matter what you want to do, like that's pretty much all of my whole entire Ableton session. I got a few more things I need to add in here, and this pretty much concludes the part 1 of the JayRytthm Akins Ableton tutorial. I hope this helped you get started and get your live situations in order for your church services or any type of live experience that you want to have. And I thank y'all for watching this. Be blessed. Be sure to follow me on YouTube. My name is JayRytthm Akins on YouTube. My name is JayRytthm on Instagram. And it's JayRytthm Akins on Facebook. All right, y'all.